Paramount Pictures is currently filming a major motion picture in North Georgia called
Very interesting things which you'll see once you check out that movie.
We generally work on a few different types of projects. Obviously, we do a lot of short films.
Michael, how did you get started in filmmaking?
A very large part of the success of any project.
I started my filmmaking career actually on a cruise ship making short films.
Wow. I'm the executive producer to our new feature film, The Common Denominator.
Tell us a little bit about your character in the film.
She's really upset from the beginning, from the get-go.
Tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, basically, I somehow started acting in 1990.
Hello, I'm Lakeisha Love, and I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Rural Hollywood, a show that takes an in-depth look at the movie industry in the Southeast and beyond. On today's episode, Tara Wilson will sit down with screenwriter and producer Don Creates and director Marion Frank, who have collaborated on the upcoming feature film Happy Hour. She will also talk to two of the leading actors of the film, Miko DeFore and Kanya Marie. But first, Angela Linder will sit down with Keith Hampton of Latest Creations Productions to talk about his upcoming film, Bugged.
Hello, we are here with filmmaker Keith Hampton of Latest Creations, and who is also the director of the upcoming feature film, Bugged. How are you, Keith?
I'm great, thank you. Thanks for having me here.
Good. Tell us, how did you get started in filmmaking?
I guess the way I got started was through actually, I started off as a story writer, you know, and I sat back one day and heard some people talk about a Stephen King movie that they had seen, and talk about how the movie wasn't as good as the book. Mm-hmm. And I always had this dream of my stories becoming movies, and I said, okay, well, you know, I don't want that to happen to my movie, mm-hmm. to my story. So I decided to go over and volunteer on a student production over at Florida State while I was in Tallahassee, and fell in love with it right there. I said, that's what I want to do. I want to direct. I want to make my stories into movies myself.
Well, you started your company in 1998.
That's
you started
right.
Latest Creations in 1998, excuse me. Tell us, how is it working with your wife as your business partner?
It's wonderful. I wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh.
At least I know I have somebody there that I can trust, you know. Yeah. Somebody there that on a day-to-day basis, if things need to be done, both of us have the vision, both of us have the same focus in mind, we're on the same page. Not all the time, you know, it has its challenges, but it's wonderful. It's wonderful. My wife and I met back in '96, and then 2 years later, after we had gotten married and after film school, we just decided to put our minds together and our passions together and go for it. And we started Latest Creations and started working on our first feature film back in '98.
Okay. Well, tell us about your first completed feature film, Brother Stanley.
Actually, Brother Stanley is kind of a gray area film. It's not necessarily a feature film. I guess in some markets it would be considered a feature film. Mm-hmm. Because of its length. It's kind of too long to be a short and too short to be a feature in some markets. But that was actually the first film that I shot since we moved the company here to Atlanta. Mm-hmm. And that was in 2002. And we completed it in 2003. And showed it at some festivals, and it basically was intended for a festival release, and as a stepping stone to make bigger and greater films here in Atlanta. We wanted to really get here and hit the ground running in the filmmaking industry here in Atlanta. So we started off by making Brother Stanley. I guess I had a friend of mine that called it a metaphysical drama. And I guess I've kind of, in a way, have latched on to making these psychological movies. So it's kind of a psychological, metaphysical movie about a guy that is on a journey to free himself of his alcoholism. And he's befriended by this Muslim who is a part of a Muslim organization. And it's about that journey and him fighting and battling his addiction. And it played at some film festivals, and probably for about a year. Played at some film festivals, played at mostly local film festivals, Urban Media Makers. Showed at the Spaghetti Junction Urban Film Festival here, and played at a festival down in Florida. So it had some festival life. Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the trailer for Brother Stanley.
The place had all these pictures of her scattered across the wall of her basement staircase.
She have a name?
She didn't even have a face.
Sin, Brother Stan.
You can't do this! This is my life!
I'm in it too.
Brother Stan! Brother Stan!
Brother Stanley.
Brother Stanley, you down there? You sound a little sick down there.
With Bugged, Brother Stanley, and my film, The Towers, my wife and I have both had to, basically we self-finance these movies. Like with Brother Stanley, it was mostly an experience of finding people who wanted to work at no cost, or bartering, you know. Like say for example, my director of photography on Brother Stanley, he and I got together and we met, and he needed some editing done and some first AD work done on his film, and I needed a DP, so we kind of exchanged. So just my challenges have been finding creative ways of getting the movies made, and now I'm experiencing the even bigger challenge of getting the movies shown and getting them distributed to the places where they'll find their audiences.
Okay. Well, speaking of Bugged, let us know tell our audience about your movie and what is it about, excuse me.
It's a psychological thriller. It's a feature film. We shot it on 35 with an intent to go straight to theaters. And it's a psychological thriller about a guy's experience with, I guess, he's exploring. It's about a guy who, his wife leaves home for the weekend, and he starts eavesdropping on his neighbors, and basically he gets caught up into what's going on next door, and we see a parallel between what's going on next door and what he's experiencing in his life. And he gets taken into this different world, you know. And it's really a unique film because we have a lot of unique special effects in it, and a lot of creative editing going on, and a lot of just from a story perspective, it's a very deep story, and it'll be the first time really that I know about that there's been a one-man show as a feature film, because there's one on-screen character through the whole movie, and there's 16 voiceover characters. So it's definitely a thrill ride.
What is so funny?
You're paranoid.
That's what I saw. Here, you got a message while you were in the shower.
Nosy and paranoid.
I'm not paranoid.
She's my sister, Keenan, and I'm trying not to kill you right now. Open up the door. I know you're in there. Yeah, he's trying to hide. Ooh.
Hello? Who is this?
It's me, Vic. Stop playing. Who is this? It's me.
Don't call back playing on my phone.
You stop playing, Jeannie. It's me.
I'm gonna hang up now.
Hello?
Do you think I am here fornicating while you are out working?
Get his legs.
Tape's not stopping him from squirming around.
Smack him.
Victor Emmanuel Childs, you are about to face the most important part of your life. When my friends and I leave you, we will embark upon a short journey. Everything you see will be what you will yourself to see. It will be all that exists. You will face your fear, and you will get past that fear only if you choose to embrace it and accept where the reward of facing it will take you. That, sir, is the message.
Keenan! Keenan! Oh!
So do you have anything else in your pipeline, perhaps, that you can share with our audience?
Well, we have the Towers that's currently being distributed to through film festivals. We're sending that out to film festivals right now, worldwide, wherever we can get it out. That's a 16-minute short, and it's about a woman's search to find her son's lost voice. Her son stopped talking on 9/11 when the towers came crashing down, and it's about her search to get him to talk again. That's a project that I wouldn't mind in making into a feature film. I've also have about 4 screenplays that, and some other ideas and some other, people that I'm talking to about other story ideas to make in the future once Bug has done its thing.
Well, good. Well, thank you very much, Mr. Hampton, excuse me. If you would like to find out more about Mr. Hampton and the movie Bugged, as well as his other films, you can contact him at www.latestcreations.com. And thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Take care.
For more information, log on to our website, www.rulehollywood.com. Next up is Tara Wilson with her interview with Don Creates and Marion Frank about their feature film, Happy Hour.
We are here with Don Creates, who is the screenwriter and producer of the feature film Happy Hour, who is also joined with the director of the production, Marion Frank. Hi guys, how's it going?
Hey. Great, thanks.
Happy Hour, how'd you come up with that concept?
Well, Happy Hour concept came from an interview that I was watching on television. The person who was being interviewed was Terry McMillan, and she was discussing about her story, how Stella got a groove back. And while listening to her story, I decided that I would like to share my story with people, and just started developing Happy Hours at that time.
Okay, so what is your story? Can you give us some juicy tidbits, or we gotta wait, or tell us something? Okay.
Happy Hour is based on two best friends named Donald and Dre, which is a true story about my life growing up in New Orleans.
Okay.
And it's a story about the guys that enjoy their nightlife, partying, drinking, and womanizing, until Donald.
Womanizing?
Yes,
Okay.
hanging out. There's players.
Okay.
And Donald meets Karen, who was the girl he had a crush on since high school.
Okay.
And they start spending time together, and Dre felt like as if Karen was coming in between, and felt threatened about losing his partner in crime. And also Karen's girlfriend named Michelle, who
don't tell us everything.
Oh, okay.
Don't give us everything,
well,
every little detail.
It's a comedy drama love story, and it's about sabotage and stuff, and trying to you know, just unite, separate the two from, you know, they're reuniting their relationship together and stuff.
Wow.
So it's
You used to be a photographer.
Yeah.
Tell us about that background.
Well, you know, a lot of people in Atlanta know me for being a photographer. I've been a photographer for over 10 years. The natural progression was to go from photography to film, and I've always wanted to get into film. I've been looking at scripts and fielding different scripts, but, you know, a lot of the scripts had the same storyline, you know, hood movies and, you know, ghetto stories and things like that.
Ghetto stories?
Yeah, I said it. Ghetto stories. And I didn't want to start off my whole directing as being in one of those just typical ghetto stories, and I was fielding scripts, and I came across Don. We met and we went through, you know, and I read the synopsis that he sent me of the script, read the script, loved it, and we said from then on we're going to go ahead and get the movie done.
That was all she wrote. So you guys didn't know each other before?
No, not at all.
Wow. Wow.
But, you know, great minds, you know, come together and make good projects.
Wow. All right, we're going to take a look at your trailer now, okay?
Okay, let's see, where we go.
That camera.
Don, telephone is Andre.
Thanks, Ma, I got it.
Getting close for help,
It's on the night, bruh, and I already got the drinks.
You know how I do. Yeah, time to put my stilo on. You just follow my lead, all right? Okay. All right, here we go. David, Dennis, Donovan, Demetrius.
Hi, Donald.
Hey, Donald. What up? This is my girl Pam. Pam, this is my boy D. Hey, how you doing?
I'm trying to run a business here, and I can't do it when my employees come to work whenever they feel like it.
Save it, D. Remember, what goes around, comes around, player.
You must have lost your mind talking to me like that.
Gotta get my life together. Where do I start? Karen.
I wanna show you how much I care, how much I care, and I want you to know that I see you. I wanna tell you all that I feel, and I want you to know that I see you.
phone. Look, I know he's with you. Put him on the phone.
Sorry? Not as sorry as you gonna be.
Hey, listen, man.
We've been taking advantage of others, those around us, and some of us even think that it's true. But guess what?
What else are you guys working on, or any upcoming projects I'd love to know about, our audience would love to know about?
Well, for myself, I have already completed another feature film script, which is called Dreamland. Also have a reality concept show that's called Ideal Match. And
Ideal Match?
Ideal Match.
Wow.
And that's a reality show. And the other is called Don't Mind Me, which my lead actor, Miko, before is also the lead actor in that, and I'm looking to develop that into a theatrical stage play.
Wow. You're busy.
Yes, very busy.
Wow. What you got going on?
Well, I still do the photography. Photography is my life. I put it down when we started shooting Happy Hour Last Call, but I realized how much I missed it when I picked it back up. So I'm definitely trying to get back into that, other than shooting movies and fielding other scripts and you know, everything else that we're doing with Don. I do music videos, just a little bit of anything that has to do with film. Just want to be in the business and out there doing what I need to do.
You're in the right place to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
Love Atlanta.
Love Atlanta. Atlanta.
Gotta love it.
It's been wonderful having you guys on the show.
And thank you for having us.
Oh, thank you for blessing us. We are now joined by two of the leading actors for the feature film Happy Hour, Miko DeFore and Kanya Marie. Hi, guys.
Hey. Hi, how's it going?
Good. Tell us about your characters in the film. Ladies first, because if Miko gets started, we'll be here all day.
Well, I'm Kanya, and I play the character of Karen. Okay. Karen is the product of a lot of relationships going bad. She's been burned a couple of times, and her and her girlfriend decide to move out to go to California. They've got this big plan, you know, and Donald's character kind of throws a monkey wrench in all that. You know, they fall in love, and you know, there's the conflict in the film, but. You know, Donald just comes along and just sweeps her off of her feet, and they're, you know, totally in love. And the movie kind of, you know, turns in a different direction where there's a lot of conflict, and there's some, you know, I don't want to give it away, but there's some things in the movie that make it really interesting, you know. So, but Karen is she's kind of passive, you know, but she's very feminine, but at the same time, she's very vulnerable, you know.
Donald is. He has a nice heart, you know. He wants to be kind of like a player, you know. Him and his boy Dre, and that's their stilo. They go out to happy hour at different places, you know. One of Donald's main things is he's like, you know, he wants to see how many women, you know, not necessarily to get with, but just get their numbers or what have you. So one night I might be Donovan, the next minute it's Daryl or Dennis or Danny, you know, and he's like a chameleon.
Or Dick.
You know? Oh, no, come on. Oh. But, and that's his thing. And they do this on a regular basis. And then, you know, he sees Karen, who he actually had a crush on in high school, and it's kind of wild that in high school, he was scared to talk to her. Right. You know, scared to approach her, ask her for a dance. He had written love letters, but never could give them to her because he was too shy. So they meet, and she shows him a different world from the partying and the womanizing and drinking with this boy. And so, you know, it changes him a little bit. Wow. You know, but then sabotage come in, and that's, like you said, that's when the movie gets interesting.
Gets interesting.
Real interesting,
wow.
yeah.
Definitely.
It sounds like you guys really enjoyed working on this project.
We did.
Oh yeah.
Independent film. Sometimes the very term independent film has like nightmare attached to it. Huh. What are some of the benefits of working with independent films?
Particularly working with independent films as opposed to like a big budget major film is, you know, being an up and coming actress, you can get a bigger role. You know, it's not that small role where you're a walk-in or featured, you know, extra, you know, trying to get as much airtime as possible. You know? But you know, we're here to act, and our love for acting in independent films, you can get the bigger roles. You know, you can become a different character. You can do what you love to do in an independent film and have that liberty, you know, to kind of play with the character, to work with the director, to have a little bit more leverage, you know, to create a good film. And I think a lot of time in independent films you can do that.
Wow. Wow. What else are you guys working on that's up and coming that you want to share with our audience?
First and foremost, working on getting Happy Hour to the next level. Wow. You know, we and with the MySpace thing happening right now, that everyone has a MySpace. Yeah. You know, I have Denzel as a friend. You know, Spike Lee. I have you know, Robert Townsend is one of my MySpace friends. But we have the site up, www.myspace.com/Happy Hour the movie, where we have the trailer and, you know, different pictures of us on set. We're trying to push it to investors. Here in 2007, we are TOT, tired of talk.
There we go.
I hear ya.
You know what I mean?
I love that.
And that's the thing.
You
know,
gotta copyright that.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, that's my idea now. Don't take my idea. All right. But yeah, 2007. You know, we're trying to make it happen for real. And you know, so many people talk, and it's sad because, personally, I think Atlanta is starting to become like LA in the fact that everyone is starting to talk about what they're going to do, or we'll just wait, and then we're going to get this, we're going to get that, and 6 months later we're still, you know, chopping it up. Yep. So and that's one thing. You know, that was cool about working with Donald and Marion and them, is like, you know, it was like a suggestion, you know, let's just do something, you know, and then when people see that you're doing something now, they're like, oh, it sparks the interest, and they're like, well, how can I be down now? You know what I mean? And so that kind of like opened up, you know, an opportunity. So we're going to push it full force. You know, we're going to start off trying to get, you know, funding to make it a feature. If it goes to DVD, cool.
I started out, you know, the earlier part of last year, and I've done about 12 productions just in those couple of months. This year I'm going to be working with R.L. Scott. He just got paid. His movie Slums 13 just got picked up by Miramax. It's got a really big budget behind it. We're going to be working with Timex, Hans Weeking. It's going to be a little bit of martial arts.
Wow.
Really good film. And I'm also going to be working with, let's see, I think there's Derek Statham. We're going to be doing a couple of shorts with him. Deidre Thomas.
Okay.
It's also going to be working with her in a movie called Shake. It's kind of like Players Club in reverse.
Okay,
you know,
all right,
really
cool.
good. You know.
About time.
So, you know, ladies, hello. But yeah, just like Miko was saying, Atlanta, you know, the South in particular, you know, to include New Orleans, is really going to be the pioneer places for African American actors to really launch their career. And I think if we kind of stick here and stick together, you know, we could really blow it up.
Wow.
You know?
I love to hear that. Wow. I thank you guys so much for coming on the show. And
It's
I
a
look
pleasure.
forward to seeing Happy Hour and all the other projects that you guys are working on.
But I have another 5 stories to
I
tell.
know you do. I know, but we're running out of time.
We'd like to thank our guests, Keith Hampton, Don Creates, Marion Frank, Miko DeFore, and Kanya Marie, for appearing on our show. And we'd also like to thank you, our viewers, for joining us. So, be sure to tune in next time for another episode of Rural Hollywood.